Are you guys able to see my screen? Just please confirm. Able to see my screen? Okay. So before going to this, let me open the Excel sheet. So this is what we are going to discuss. Okay. So for the today, tomorrow, and day after tomorrow. So for today, we will see what needs to be installed in the systems and what are the tools and what are the editors, what are the basic things that we need to set up in the system. We'll see. And I will just give the glimpse for the HTML. So before going to discussing the HTML, you should have to understand how the internet is working, what is the World Wide Web, what web is, how the browsers will work, the basic things that you need to understand that I will explain in today's session. So tomorrow we will be having the HTML class, like the basics about the HTML, like very simple tags that we will discuss. So on Saturday we will be having input tags. There is something called HTML input tags. There are different type of input tags there that we'll discuss. And next week also completely we'll be discussing the HTML. And Monday you will every Monday you will be having the test. So whatever we are discussing the before week, Monday we will be having the test. Sunday anyhow it is held. Okay. So in third week, we are going to start the CSS in third week. So in the third week, Monday, you are going to have the complete module test. So in the next week itself, we will be going to complete the HTML. So that HTML module test you will be having on the Monday. Okay, and in the third week, we will start the CSS, and in fourth week Monday you will be having the weekly test whatever we have discussed till fourth week, that test will be there. And there in the fourth week we will discuss a lot of things like animations in the CSS, how to do the transitions. There are a lot of views are there, grid view, all these things we'll discuss. And in fourth week we will be having some sort of mini project. We are going to do some sort of mini project with the help of HTML and CSS. Okay. And in fifth week Monday you should have to you should have to attend the weekly test, and also the module project you have to submit with the help of HTML and CSS. Okay. And after that in the same week we are going to start the JavaScript from Tuesday onwards. Okay. So it will take 2 weeks I think for completing the JavaScript. So after completing the JavaScript, you will be having the some sort of projects. I will show you some simple sample two projects. Okay. So finally, after completing the sample projects, so you will be having the final module test. That means complete modules: JavaScript, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Complete module you will be having the test on June 12th. Okay, and June 13th onwards you are going to do the main project. If you want you can do individual project, or else all together you can perform, you can do only one project. That's up to you, that your wish how you are going to do that. Okay, so this is the second last week you will be having the time for the project development. So if you have any doubts, any clarification regarding the project, we'll discuss on the second last week. And June 19th is the deadline for the project submission. Everyone has to submit your projects, whatever you have done, on the June 19th. On June 20, there will be some sort of Viva, and also the mock interview session will be there on June 20. And June 21, 22nd, I think 22nd, I think you should have to submit in the college. So ensure that it is everything is clear and complete documentation, A, B, C, D, F, this everything is completed and clear. Okay. So if you have any doubts regarding this, please let me know, or else we'll proceed further. If you have any doubts, or else if you want anything else to be done, please let me know. And on the daily basis, I will give some sort of tasks to you guys. So that I will mention here what task needs to be done on the daily basis. So you should have to perform the task, and you should have to complete the task before coming to the next class. Clear? Is it clear? Please respond. Is it clear? Is it clear? Yeah. So okay, now let's see what the basic thing which needs to be. So we'll discuss in this session how exactly the internet will work. Okay. So you as a students, as a technical people, you should have to know that internally how the internet is working. Okay, and what is web and how the web is working. Just give me one. Okay, so you should have to understand complete structure how the internet is working, how exactly what is happening inside the internet. That means so when you search something, what is happening, that we'll discuss. And also we'll see some of the resources what needs to be installed, or else what needs to be where we need to get the data, from where we can learn something. All those things we'll see. Okay, so now comes to the first thing. So how does internet will work? So okay, so usually what we'll do, we'll search just something, we'll just type something in the Google, right? Or else in some sort of browser or something we'll open, and we'll just search something. For example, if you are searching something like www.google.com, if you very well search in the browser, you will enter www.google.com, right? But internally what will happen is, so there is something called internet service providers. Okay, and at the end there is something called DNS, domain name systems. That means each and every URLs that we are searching will have an unique IP addresses. Okay, IP addresses means internet protocol addresses. So internet don't know what the text that you are searching. Okay, internet know only the IP addresses. Each and every URL will have an unique IP address. Through that IP address only you are going to get the data. Okay, so this client means we for example, let us take our browser itself. When we entered www.google.com, what will happen means it will send to the internet service provider. For example, you have taken the internet service provider from for example, if you have act fiber net, it will send that particular URL to the act fiber net service providers. Okay, and if you have Airtel Wi-Fi, or if you are using Airtel or whatever any network, for that particular network service provider, whatever you are searching, it will get sent to that particular service provider. Okay, so that is how that means see if something wrong happened also, how someone is going to get your data. That means, for example, if someone is going to hack some what do you call, some bank. Okay, if someone is going to hack the bank, they should have to enter something through the internet, right? They should have to enter something to hack the bank. So that data, we think that we are hacking, so our data will not storing anywhere. But it's not like that. If you clear your browsers also, your data will be there with your internet service providers. Your internet service providers will know what you have searched and what time you have searched, what data that you have been loaded from the internet. Okay, so everything will be there in the internet service providers. So we think that if we clear our browser history or cookies, caches and all, the complete data will erase. No, it will not erase. Only physical, on your physical device only it will get erased. But at the end devices, the data will be stored there. Okay, that is how if someone hack also, we can easily find out with the help of this internet service provider, through which internet service provider they have been searched and they have been accessed the particular thing. Okay, so coming to our this thing. Okay, when you search something like we will search as a human, we know only the text, right? As a human we can understand the text formats, so we will enter www.google.com. Next, what will happen, that particular text will be sent to the internet service providers. So what internet service provider will do is, internet service provider will link to the domain names DNS, domain name system, or else you can call it as domain name server. Anything is fine. So domain name system or domain name server means, so each and every domain means this URL. Okay, each and every domain will have an unique IP address, right? So this unique IP address will be returned back to the internet service provider. So what internet service provider will do, that IP address, with that help of that IP address, it will send the IP address to the server. So we don't know where the server will be, and we don't want to know also. So the server will be in somewhere in the India, or else somewhere in UK, somewhere in the UK, somewhere in the US, anywhere the server will be. Okay. So there are a lot of things that you should have to know. That means, so how, for example, if something is happening in the America, how do we know that? If you search in the internet, how you are getting the data from there, right? So internally, what happened means, so I have given one link as well here. Okay. So from this link, you can find out from one place to another place, everything in all the places were connected through the cables, submarine cables. So where is India? Look at here. Look at here. This is India, right? You can see from India, the submarine cables has been linked to different places, right? The submarine cables internally from this is the place, Mumbai place, and this is Chennai, and this is some south, like Trivandrum, some sort of places. From where, from here to some other places, the internet, the cables has been connected. Okay, so through that submarine cables only, the data is coming to our place. Understood? So I think you heard about the South Korea, right? South Korea and North Korea. The Korean, oh, it's not this thing. So Korean people, what they will do, they have been not only the Korea. If you consider, there are a lot of countries which will be restricted the internet, and where you cannot access the outside old data. Okay, you can access the data only within the country, right? So what they have been done, they have restricted the access. Okay, so whenever you are going to access some websites or something, they will block at the endpoints. So when they block at the endpoints, you cannot get the data. So that's why in Korea you cannot search the data, or else you cannot access a lot of websites, because they have been restricted those. Okay, so this is how the internet connection from one place to another place is connected. So through that only you are getting the data. So from here you will be having the wireless communication in particular areas. So if you want to get some sort of data from the UAE, okay, or else let us consider some sort of data from the Sri Lanka. If you want to get some sort of data from the Sri Lanka, what is happening in the Sri Lanka, what is the live stream is happening, all this data if you want to get, what will happen? We will just search in the internet, and we can just open some sort of YouTube or some any any browser or something, and we will search, and we will just look into that, right? But internally what will happen, that data will be sent through the submarine cables, and when it comes to your origin, that means when it comes to your country or else your particular area, in that particular area wireless communication is there. So that is the completely different this thing to understand the wireless communication, how wireless communication is happening, what is wireless communication, that things and all, as of now it is not required. But you can just assume that wireless communication is something where without having any physical this thing platforms, you can communicate from one place to another place. Okay, so for us, for in India, we will be having the complete wireless communication. So if you want to get the data from Sri Lanka, it will be sent through the submarine cables, and from here at the endpoint, the data will be transferred through the over the origin into the wireless communication, so that we are able to access. Okay, so these servers will be anywhere. So these servers will be at this place, or else the servers will be at this place. That is depends. Okay, so this is how once you the server, what will happen when you send the IP address from ISP to the server. The server will detect which IP address it belongs to, and it will return back the data. Okay, it will return back the data. So the data will be shown to the client. That means in our browsers, or else in our whatever the platform that we are using. In that one we can see the data. This is how the internet is working. Okay, and there is something called intranet. Okay, so internet is like you can access all over the globe. Okay, intranet is something inside a particular organization or inside a particular place you can access. That is called as intranet. Okay, for example, if you can, if there are many companies are there, right? Janardhan, yes, not only still now, it is forever. We will be using the submarines forever. Okay. Yes, satellites are there, but everyone will not give the access for the satellites, right? American satellites you cannot access. India might not access the American satellites. You understood? So the data will be restricted for that particular basis. So that might happen. So where we are, okay. So what is intranet? So internet means through all over the globe we can access the data. Intranet means within the organization. For example, there are many companies, not only many companies, mostly in all the companies. What the people will do means the company, in that particular organization, so they will restrict the websites. Okay, so there will be some sort of internal websites. For example, your employee portal is there. Okay, only inside the organization only you can access that employee portals. You cannot access the employee portal URLs everything outside. That means when you connected to some other internet, so you cannot access. Only if you are there in the office and if you connected to particular internet, a particular Wi-Fi or a particular internet, then only you can able to load that particular, what do you call, the web links and all, the URLs and all. Okay, so outside you cannot access. So those type of URLs and those type of data accessing, we will call it as intranet. Clear? Any doubts? I hope there will be no doubt because it's very basic thing. So we just need to get the knowledge here. There's nothing to remember all these things. So it's only the basic thing. So you just need to understand what is happening inside. That's it. Okay. Now coming to the browsers. Okay, how the web browsers will work. So we will be having different type of browsers in our mobile phones and also in the systems, right? So we'll be having the Opera Mini and in my system itself, you can see I have Microsoft Edge, I have Opera Mini, and also have Chrome, and I also have some other browsers as well. Okay, and if you consider mobile phone, we will be having some other some sort of browsers like you will be having Google One. Google One also is one of the browser, and you will be having UC browser or some other ABCD EFG, so whatever the browser name it is. So okay, so how the browser will work? What will happen inside the browser? How the data you are able to see in the browser? Okay, so the complete data whatever you are looking into the browser is completely like complete the combination of the HTML, CSS and JavaScript. So your browser don't know what is React.js. Your browser don't know that whether this is React.js or AngularJS or some other technology and all. So it know only the JavaScript and it will load the HTML and CSS styling into the browser. Okay, so now we'll see how the evolution of the HTML, CSS and JavaScript has been happened. Okay, see, a search engine is something where you can search the data and get it done. So you can load the data, but where the search engine will open. So now this is one of the browser. This is Opera Mini browser in my system, right? So in this browser, we are having some sort of search engines. It might be Google, it might be Bing, it might be Yahoo, any search engine. So what this search engine will do is this search engine will have the complete data. They will gather the data. When you search through the search engine, you can get some sort of data. For example, if you search something in Google with the help of the Google search engine, you will get some different data. And if you search the same, for example, let me search like Amazon. Okay, I'm going to open Google. Okay, here you can see I have opened the Google, right? I have opened the Google search engine. Here I have opened the Yahoo search engine, right? Look at the UI. You are able to see something, right? So here some Google icons are there, and here some mails are there, and some text is there, some input text field is there, and here also you can see some data is there, and here you have the search, something like that. So this complete UI, whatever you are able to see, right, that has been loaded in your browser. Okay, search engine is something where you are getting the data, where you are sending something and getting something, where you are visibly, physically you are able to see something, means that is on the browser. Okay, so if I click on just inspect, you can see the complete style what they have been designed here. I will discuss later about the inspect, what is this and all. See, if I just inspect the this text, okay, see, Google offered in. So if I change here, uh, web development con. So are you able to see this? Here it has been changed to web development session. Earlier it was Google something. Now here I have changed, so it was changed something. Right? This is the web browser, so, and this is the HTML where your browser is going to understand. Your browser will understand only the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Okay, whatever you have written in any like if you use any libraries or any frameworks also, your browser will understand only these things. Okay, if you change something here, it will change, and once you load the page, what will happen, you are going to hit this particular, what you call, the URL, right? So from this URL the IP address will be accessed to the server, and server will send back the data, whatever the data that we are getting, that we are showing here, right? If you change something here, only in your local machine it will get changed. Is it clear? Okay, so we have something like so today news. Okay. Or else I will just search today news. See, here I have searched today news in the Google. The same thing what I am going to do is I am going to search today news in Yahoo. You can see here in Google, when I searched the today news, you can see this something is coming, right? Some the latest in the world news, some website like fairobserver.com, and when I search in the Yahoo, you can see NBC News came, right? So there is completely different. What you are getting from the Google is different. What you are getting from the Yahoo is different. So they will be having their own servers. Okay, they will be having their own servers. So from that server, whatever the text that you are searching, based on the text, they will load and they will show the data. Okay, so in Yahoo also they will do the same way. So if you search the same thing in both also, you are getting some different data because of their servers. Okay, so this is how the what do you call, the search engines will work. So you might not get the same data in Google and same data in the Yahoo when you search something. Is it clear? So web browsers and search engines are completely different. Clear? So now we'll see the evolution. Evolution in the sense how the earlier how the Google website was, and now how the Google website is. Okay, we'll see the just evolution. So I searched just google.com. So let us consider in 2000. Okay, in year 2000, how the Google search engine look like. I'm just going to search some this thing. Load this. In 2000 year March 1st, how the Google website was. You can see this. So the Google website is like this. Search using the Google, and you can see the Google icons also. So are you able to see this? About Google, jobs at Google, something something. So in 2000 year it is like that, and we'll see in 2015 if we look at the Google website in 2015, you get your, yeah, you can see in 2015 the website is like this. June 30 the website is like this, and in 2022 June 30 we'll see the website how they have it designed. We'll select some other page. Okay, October 1st 2022. So on that time the Google website is like this, and if you see the Google website now, this is how the evaluation has been happened. Now the Google website is like this, April 27 2023. Now the Google website is like this. See, look, have you seen the difference earlier how it was and now how it was? So for example, if I search just YouTube, okay, so near 2000, I'm just going to open this. Okay, so YouTube, how it was earlier at the starting phase in 2015 2005. Okay, in 2005 YouTube is looking like this. Okay, YouTube is looking like that. If you look at the YouTube in 2009, see the YouTube UI, how the user interface, how the application that they have been developed, how the evolution was how happened from year to year. Okay, so in May 1st 2009 the website is like this, YouTube website is like this, and if you come to 2014, so this is just the evolution, how initially they was and how they have been implemented, how they have been changed the design. So you can see this in 2014 the website is like this. So if you're coming to 2020, there are a lot of changes that they have been made, right? See in 2020 June 1st the website is like this. It is getting loading. Okay, so this is how the website on June 1st. You can see the website now, the YouTube, how they have been evolved from there to now. It's taking time to load. Someone is raising the hands. If you have any doubts, you can just mention your doubt or something in the chat box. Don't raise the hands. It's getting loading. So the overall thing what I try to convey you is like, so the evolution initially how they have been designed their web app, that means application, how they have been implemented, how they have been added new features, the UI changes, all these things year by year. So I just wanted to told you that thing. Okay, is it clear, guys? Can we proceed further? Have I understood the evolution, how it was happened earlier, how it was now, how it is? Clear? So now we'll see what are the things that were required. As I already discussed the course syllabus, and in the calendar sheet, Excel sheet also I mentioned what we are going to discuss and what are the things that what are the topics that we are going to this one what do you call uh, cover in the sessions, upcoming sessions. Okay. So and we need it's if we have it's always recommended to have the laptops. If you don't have the laptops, then it will become little bit difficult to practically practice on the things. If possible for practice, arrange somewhere and try to get from your friends or from your brothers, from your seniors somewhere, and try to practice it. So it is always recommended, and it is always better to have the laptop and practice. So this course we have been designed this complete course as you like a job oriented course. It's not like just a class. Okay, it's a job oriented course. This complete course that we have designed as a job oriented course. If you went through this course properly and if you have learned properly, then you will be getting some sort of opportunities to enter into the industry, industries. Okay, so in that way we have designed the complete course, so it will be very useful. So if you practice in the laptops on daily basis, so it will be very useful for you, and you can learn easily. Clear? So now we'll see what are the things that we need to install. I don't know that everyone is having the laptop or not. Better to have. If you don't have, then can't do anything. So whoever is having the laptops and whoever is going to use the laptops, these are the main things that needs to be installed and needs to be set up. So everyone please install. I think in most of the laptops Google Chrome will be there. So if Google Chrome is not there, you can just go to somewhere here, keyboard. Not only Google Chrome, any browser is enough, but better to have the Google Chrome because we have some sort of extension which will be useful for us. Okay, you can just download the Google Chrome from here if you don't have. And next thing is you have to install the VS Code editor. So you can just go to this website, where just type VS Code editor, and you can download it from here. Not only the VS Code editor, but I will recommend to use the VS Code editor. Most of the developers will use in real time, and because it is very convenient, and there are a lot of inbuilt add-ons and tools are there where we can use. So it's better to use. If you don't want to install the VS Code editor, you can install something called Atom. So this is the Atom website. This is also one of the editor. Okay, Atom editor. If you don't want to install this one also, you can just install Notepad plus plus. You can install Notepad plus plus. So or else if you don't want to install this one also, no problem, you can just type the data in the just Notepad or any this thing, just Notepad. So just open the Notepad in the system and type your data here, the complete HTML, CSS and all. Okay, you can use anything, it's up to you, but here from here you can download the Notepad plus plus. But I will recommend you to install the VS Code editor because you will be having a lot of extensions which will be useful. So if you install the VS Code editor, you can install these what do you call these extensions. So once you open the VS Code editor, I'll show you. Okay, once you open the VS Code editor, it won't be like this because I already have some sort of data and all, so it is looking like this. So you'll be getting the blank screen and blank pages. On side here there is something called extensions. If you click on that, and you can just copy paste whatever the extension that I have provided here. So just copy paste these extensions. So already installed. Okay, prettier for code formatter. So these extensions will be useful. So you can install all these extensions whichever I mentioned there. Okay, so there will be few more documentation related things for there. So that means if you want to refer, if you have any doubts, or if you want to learn something, some more things, so you can go to this link. So from this link you can get the HTML cheat sheet, so all the tags, how that tags will work and all basic things. uh, so this will load, and then there is some editor and all. If you don't want to use anything in your system, you can just go to this website. So those who don't have the laptops and but want to practice, how if you have the to learn more, and if you don't have the laptop, if you are not getting the laptop, then it's better you can go to this codepen.io website. Okay, and you can edit the code and you can run the code and all here. Codepen.io, then just sign up and start coding. Okay, so this is the cheat sheet where the main what you call the basic HTML tags will be here. If you want to learn, you can learn this one. So you can visit this website and you can design the HTML and CSS JavaScript. Okay, if you don't have the laptops, no problem, and if you're not getting the laptops, no problem, you can use this website. You can visit this website. You can sign up here so that your data, whatever you are practicing, that will be automatically saved here, so you no need to worry about anything. Okay, you can, for example, here I'm going to add this example button. Okay, you can see here the text. If I'm going to use h1, you can see the text. Okay, so from here you can directly edit the HTML, and if you want you can give the style as well. Okay, so and here you can write the JavaScript code. Okay, so if you don't have the laptops, don't worry, but don't forget to practice. This is a humble request, because if you haven't practiced, you cannot understand anything. Okay, just listening the class doesn't make any sense, and it's a difficult. uh, we are not the robots, like we are not the robots, like if someone said something on for only one time, we cannot understand and we cannot remember everything at one shot, one time, right? So it's better if you practice, then only it will be good to learn and better to have. So you can use this website anyhow. So Nagura will share all the, we will share all the documents, all the things, whatever we have discussed in the session also. So you don't need to worry about it. And for sample website, we'll design something like this. So we will design some sort of simple website uh, with like this. Okay. So no need to learn this, no need to read the complete book and all. So this is just for the sample. So with the help of the HTML, we for the first website we will design something like this. Okay. uh, if you want to learn more in depth and all, you can refer, these are the most useful and major websites: MDN documentation, W3 schools, and DevDocs. So I will recommend you to refer. If you have any doubts, you can refer the MDN documentation, because this is the official website where the complete most of the developers will use this website for any new updates, everything. Okay, MDN documentation is very famous and very useful. So you can just go here and you can click on references, and from here you will get everything: HTML, CSS, JavaScript. And W3 schools, I think most of the people know this W3 schools. So in W3 Schools also you can get the complete data, but I will recommend to use MDN documentation apart from the W3 Schools. This is just some sort of tutorial type of thing in the W3 Schools. But when it comes to the MDN documentation, so here you will be getting the complete document for each and every tag in details. Okay, and DevDocs is also one of the best website to refer and learn more about it. Okay, so if you just click on the HTML, it will get the complete data. So what is the HTML and what is the header tag, what is the closing tag, what is the opening tag, everything you can learn about here also. So that's it for today's session, guys. So these are the major and important things, and from tomorrow we will be going to start doing writing the HTML, CSS and JavaScript in the upcoming sessions. So if you have any doubts, please let me know, or else we'll wind up the session and we'll meet tomorrow. If you have any doubts, please let me know. Please let me know if you have any doubts, or else we'll wind up the session. Any doubts? You can just mention your doubt in the chat box. I will reply to that. Any doubts? Okay, thank you everyone. So how can we save changes permanently which you have done in Google? So yeah, Janardhan, stay tuned. In the upcoming sessions we'll discuss. Good, that means you are listening, so everyone is active in the class. Good to have that. So in the upcoming sessions we'll see what can we do that, how can we do that. Okay, so if you guys have any doubts for today's session, regarding today's session or else the previous session, let me know, we'll discuss, or else we'll invite at the meeting. I hope there will be no doubts. So thank you everyone. So we'll join tomorrow by the same time in the sense 7 o'clock. So Firozuddin, these notes provided in app. Yes, the complete things whatever we are discussing in the live sessions, the complete PPTs and documents will be provided. Uh, yes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day. Bye.